Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, April 15th, 2021. Tax day, I think. So that's kind of a bummer, but I think that it got pushed back. So I think you're all right. But that's typically April 15th, tax day. But anyways, morning, Joey. I'm your host, Joey Molinaro. Thanks for waking up with me. I lied to you yesterday. I thought I would have more time to put more shit up on my shelves. I didn't. So I just got my LSU helmets back there, but it's all good. I'll get it by tomorrow or by Monday. Definitely I will. Okay. You know the deal. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Hey, guys, just hit 4,000 subscribers, baby. Let's go. I told you we were going to do it soon, and we did it. All because of you guys, man. I appreciate it. It continues to grow. That's why I keep doing it. All the reasons I tell you every single day I'm doing it, but also if we weren't seeing growth, then I would have to stop doing it. So I continue to see growth, and it's because of you. So I appreciate that. So 4,000 subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please be sure to do so. Get your Cup of Joey mug below, and the link is there in the description on YouTube. So if you're watching on Twitter, I appreciate you as always. Go over to YouTube. You got it there. Cup of Joey dad hat, all the good merch right below you on YouTube. So again, I just love the air horn sound effect. 4,000 subscribers. Now let's make it. Hey, we get to 5,000. I'll do a giveaway. All right, so let's keep pumping it up. 5,000 subscribers. I'll do a giveaway of either some merch, maybe a merch tied with a personalized shout out of an impression you want, something like that. We'll put it together, but a giveaway at 5,000 subscribers, and right now we're at 4. So thank you. Really, really great news on a Thursday morning. So fun show today. We got triple shot, of course. We're going to talk some major sports in there. I got a promise that I got to make about the NFL draft. The NFL draft is 2 weeks away. I'm incredibly excited. I love the NFL draft. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year. It's a big weekend for my job, my company, but it's one of my favorite weekends of the year. So I'm excited about all that. But I saw a mock draft that if this happens, and I'm going to go over it, and if it happens this way, I have a promise to make to you that I will do. Okay, so I'm putting some skin in the game. Okay, putting some skin in the game, something on the line. If it falls this way, if it happens this way in 2 weeks from the night, then I will get to the promise that I'll make for that. We got, Brett Favre is in the news, a new White Claw out. We're going to do my ranking of the worst shots because getting my first COVID vaccine today. I'm a little nervous. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I am curious. It's going to be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It'd be good to get out to IMS. Can't wait. We're 15 days away from May. That's fucking awesome. But I'm getting my first vaccine today out of IMS, and fuck. I'm intrigued, like I've had people who are like, they've gotten their vaccines and they're like talking about how their arm's hurting and then they get sick afterwards. So I'm like, well, damn, I don't want to have this weekend, it's like, it'd be good to get it, but this weekend I'll get sick, my arm will hurt, I'm just like interested to see how the process goes. Like, there's just a bunch of things. I'm a hypochondriac, I'm a paranoid person when it comes to health. So obviously I'm getting the vaccine because I want to get out of this COVID world as soon as we can. So anything that I can do to help contribute, I'm going to do it. But, at the same time, I'm just a little nervous. I'm a little intrigued. All right. So in honor of me getting my first vaccine shot later today, because I got to do the double dose, damn Johnson, he messed it up. So I don't remember which one I'm doing, but not doing Johnson. Anyway, so I got that coming up. So in honor of that, we're going to do the worst shots, the worst shots out there. And it could be anything. So when you just think of the word shot, it could be any of those. We're going to do those later after we get into more of the show. Good morning to everybody. All right, just relax, guy. Hey, it's 9 a.m. J Slab. Morning, WJ Hughes. Anyways, let's get into it. All right, so the mock draft that I saw 2 weeks of the NFL draft, and the mock draft that I saw came from our friends over at NFL.com, which, by the way, if I know you're a draft fan because everybody, who watches this show besides my mother-in-law is probably an NFL draft fan, a big NFL fan to where they'd be curious about this. And God love her, she would go watch because I'm in it. So I'm very lucky. But Going Deep YouTube, Going Deep podcast that I'm on with Willie Colon and Stephen Shea. Here's the deal. We have Matt Miller, NFL Draft Scout on Twitter and with ESPN on this week's show that just dropped yesterday that we cover 30 minutes or so of the NFL draft. So go check that out. Subscribe to that channel. Watch that. Great interview. And then next week, we've got Daniel Jeremiah, the guy for the NFL draft, the analyst, like the guy at the Combine with Rich Eisen, the guy hosting all the NFL draft previews on NFL Network, and then the dude on the night of the draft who is like, besides Mel Kiper, just because he's been around for so long, like they go to DJ for the news. He's next week. So if you want your draft coverage in a good way, you got to check out Going Deep because we got it all going on there. But 2 weeks to the NFL draft, so I was doing a little bit of, I was like checking around. I was like, what's the latest mocks? Of course, for those about to mock, we salute you, right? I got a problem. I got 2 weeks left, maybe a week left only of checking out this year's mock drafts, and then I'm on to 2022. All right, we're looking at next year's draft prospects, where they see the Steelers will fall and everything like that. But Charlie Casserly from the NFL Network put out a mock draft this morning for the first round. All right, and the first 5, 6, 7 picks, that's nothing crazy. You got Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Kyle Pitts to Atlanta. Could be interesting. They passed on a quarterback. See, now I'm getting a Kyle Pitts to Atlanta. Penei Sewell to Cincinnati, Jamar Chase, Miami, Devontae Smith to Detroit. Now that piss off my guy Stephen Shea because he is wanting him to fall out of the top 10 because he said back in January he doesn't see any team spending a top 10 pick on a 170-pound wide receiver. Charlie Casserly disagrees. So nothing crazy up top, right? Nothing crazy. The first not crazy thing, but oh shit thing in this mock draft is Trey Lance to Washington. Washington trades up with the Minnesota Vikings, according to Casserly, and they take Trey Lance. So they get their quarterback of the future. All right, you keep going down. That's the first, oh, wow, okay, right on. So Minnesota trades back to 19, according to him. Now, because, again, I've said it all the time, I'm not a Colts fan, but because I covered them for 4 years or so when I was here, and because I still live in Indianapolis. I keep up with them. I have ties there. I kind of, I had Chris Ballard as my first interview. I have ties there. I keep up with it. I kind of have a sense of how they operate. All right. So at 21, Charlie Casserly has the Colts taking Kadarius Toney from Florida. Now, Kadarius Toney is a hell of a player, an explosive matchup nightmare. When you're talking about a guy who come out of the slot, guy you can put outside, guy who can do a whole bunch of things, right? He's like what a lot of people say is a more consistent, bigger, better version of Rondale Moore. So think that kind of guy. So he has a Colts taking Kadarius Toney at 21. Now, this isn't the promise that I'm going to make, but I can guarantee you that the Colts will not take a wide receiver in the first round. Chris Ballard will not do that. No matter what, again, this isn't the promise, this isn't the bet I'm making here, but this will not happen. This is where you're like, all right, this guy's just kind of like looking at a surface level and plugging and playing because a 5'10" wide receiver who, is explosive and his thing says, it could be T.Y. Hilton's replacement. They're not going to spend a first-round pick on him, on a wide receiver. Colts are spending a first-round pick on a tackle, an edge rusher, maybe a cornerback. All right, Chris Ballard, those are his beliefs. He has never shown anything to stray away from that. He's building up front. He's going to continue to build up front, and especially with the whole left tackle with Anthony Costanzo retiring, he's not going to go at 21 where he could take the pick below him in Casserly's mock draft. They have Jalen Mayfield, offensive tackle from Michigan. If a tackle like that the Colts like is there is not a chance in hell that they take a shot on a guy like Kadarius Toney. And that's no knock on Kadarius Toney. He's a hell of a player, going to be a matchup nightmare. But if a tackle is there, if somebody up front is there, that is what Chris Ballard does. So let's get that out of the way. You take that, for what it is with Casterly's mock draft. Colts aren't going to do that. Now, let's get to what I'm telling you, the promise that I'll make, the bet that I'll make with all of you, that I'll make with myself, that'll make a lot of people happy. It'll make my mom happy, my wife happy, probably a lot of people on the internet happy because they love to give me shit about it. He has the Pittsburgh Steelers. He doubles down from his last mock draft. He has the Pittsburgh Steelers at 24, taking Justin Fields from Ohio State at 24. Really thinks that Justin Fields is going to fall all the way to 24 in the laps of the Steelers for them to be able to take to replace Big Ben in a year. If that happens, if the Steelers draft Justin Fields 2 weeks from the night, I will not only cut my hair, I will get a haircut of your choosing. So I'll put it out there. If it's a mohawk, if it's a faux hawk, if it's, a buzz cut, whatever it is. If this happens and the Steelers are able to get Justin Fields at 24, or if they even draft him at all, I will cut my hair, and I will cut it in a way that people want me to. That's how strongly I feel that just won't happen. Seriously. And I'm setting myself up here for a win-win, because if they do draft Justin Fields, I'll be through the roof happy. Through the roof happy that somehow this worked out. And that's not because I don't love Big Ben and what he's done as a quarterback for the team for the last 17 years. It's just I know that that's coming to an end quicker than it is later. And so I'll be through the roof happy. And this is the best way for me to cut my hair, because I don't want to just cut my hair out of the blue or on somebody else's accord. I want to do it when I feel good about it, or I feel good about something else that's going on. So I think this is a win-win for all sides. If they don't draft him, cool, I keep my hair. If they do get Justin Fields, and I saw somebody in the comments, yes, even if they trade up to get Justin Fields, all right? So if it's 24, they pick him there, or they trade up to get Justin Fields, either of those scenarios happen. I will not only cut my hair, but let's just say I'll get a mohawk. I will rock a mohawk. I will get my hair cut, all this gone, and I'll get a mohawk if the Steelers end up with Justin Fields on their team 2 weeks from the night. Making the promise right now. You heard it here. Hold me accountable to it. Actually, you don't even have to hold me accountable to it, because I will do it, because I'll be that happy that the Steelers were able to get a guy like Justin Fields. Because I've been all over Justin Fields for a while. I was, when I picked him in 2019, he was my Heisman winner. He was my Heisman pick from week one. I felt really, really good about it all the way through. Joe Burrow my guy Joey B, he just had a historic season. I've loved Justin Fields since then. I've always had this thing of like, man, a few of my buddies at Pittsburgh, they kind of make fun of people who are like, hey, you look great in black and gold. But Justin Fields would. He would be a dope-ass quarterback for the Steelers. And I think he's going to be a hell of a player. And so if that happens, I would be through the roof excited. I'll cut my hair. I'll get a fucking mohawk. Now, I will say that I'm doing this because I think the chances of this happening are very, very slim. Very slim. But if it were to happen and they were to get aggressive like they did 2 years ago when they traded up to 10 to draft Devin Bush, then let's make it happen. I think what will happen is, if Justin Fields does, for whatever reason, start to slide a little bit because of, I don't even know what he did, just because people are more hype about Mac Jones and Zach Wilson, typical draft shit, that as it gets closer, these guys just rise up. But if it falls out this way and it's like 8, 9, 10, 11 that Justin Fields is still on the board, now all of a sudden I'm like, okay, maybe this could be a possibility, because we had that video that went out of Justin Fields' second pro day, and Mike Tomlin was there, and Kevin Colbert was there, and Mike Tomlin was like talking up Justin Fields. He was like, hey, do some work today. You know what we came to see. All right. You know, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm just saying. When Tomlin and Colbert like their guys, they go to their pro days, and, you know, just like with Devin Bush, they make it happen. So it could happen. So if Justin Fields, again, hold me to it, it's happening. If Justin Fields is a Pittsburgh Steeler 2 weeks from the night, getting a mohawk. Cutting my hair, getting a mohawk. Sorry, Mom. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. So those are the two big, you know, besides Trey Lance to Washington, and then I will put my life on it. The Colts don't draft a guy like Kadarius Toney in the first round. That was the big promise. That was the big surprise when I looked at it, and then the big promise that I want to put out there. So, see, I don't think that that's true. You remember Patrick Mahomes? They traded up to 10, drafted him. He sat that entire first year under Alex Smith, and then the next year he took over. So you don't know what you're talking about. From Charles, the Colts trade up in the draft to get Penei Sewell. Some people think the next Anthony Munoz. Yeah, I mean, see, the deal about the Colts is that Ballard is always going to have ammo when it comes to picks. You know, he likes them picks. He said it all the time. So he's always going to have ammo to be able to do that. Now it's just a matter of if they like him enough, I think, to package a few of their picks together and go up and get them. But I'm going to be surprised if they like one of those tackles enough. I mean, it's one of the top 2 or 3 most important positions in the game. And he believes in building up front, like I said. So if that's the case, package a few up there, boom, go get your guy. See, this is from my mom. She's watching. We have 4 quarterbacks. Why would they draft him? Because if you have a chance to get a guy that you think could come in and be your franchise quarterback like Big Ben for the next 10 years, 15 years, then you fucking do it. Doesn't matter if you have Dwayne Haskins or Josh Dobbs or whatever the fuck on your roster. They aren't the guys. Josh Dobbs is a body to have in, you know, worst case scenario, and somebody to have in the quarterback room to watch film and be in the ear of Big Ben. Now, Dwayne Haskins is a project at best. That means we have to release Dwayne Haskins or, you know, put him on the practice squad or whatever in order for us to have Justin Fields, then yeah, you do it. No, I just can't get over. I can't get over this guy. What a waste of a rookie contract. Hey, Patrick Mahomes, you fucking putz. All right, let's get into triple shot. Luka Garza, man. I don't know. I woke up to it this morning, and this is just an incredible play that I wanted you guys to see if you haven't seen it. Dallas is playing in Memphis, and I'm going to exit that. I don't want to do the full screen like that. But Dallas is playing in Memphis, and the Mavericks are down by 2 with, what is it, like 1.6 seconds left in the game. And 1.6 seconds left in the game, and this dude gets the inbound pass. And this is like in the bubble where, you know, right here is kind of killer territory for Luka. He gets the inbounds pass. He ducks under.
Here's Luka. Gets it away.
A floater three-pointer to win.
Get it in. Here's Luka. Gets it away. It's gone.
Dude's got touch, man. It's so crazy to me how good Luka Doncic is. And I like him. I think he's entertaining as hell. He's amazing. But like, he just looks like you'd see him, like he looks like he'd be checking you in at like the local pool, you know, like telling you where you go and put on your bathing suit, or like at Speedway where you get a Polar Pop and he's the one. It's like he's got like the scraggly facial hair. He's got like that big old mole, kind of some like spaced out teeth. Like, he doesn't look like a dude who just run the NBA, you know? But then he goes out here and does shit like this on a daily basis.
Here's Luka. Gets it away.
Like a floater? Like at this point, he's just like, yeah, no, I got, you know, I'm going to split the defenders here and I have an opening, and I'm just going to, instead of trying to get into, you know, instead of trying to push the ball forward and get it as close as he can to the basket to just tie it up, he says, this is plenty enough. I'll just hit this 3 off balance.
Here's Luka. Gets it away. It's gone. Doncic.
That's crazy, man. That is absolutely nuts. Like Porzingis can't even believe it. Look at him. Watch.
Gets it away. It's gone.
He's just like, I guess. Yeah. Shouldn't be surprised about Luka. Man, Luka versus Ja. I like that. I actually got a card. I got this cool card. It's like a jersey swap. I think it's from the NBA Hoops. Yeah, 2021. And it's Luka and Ja and their jersey swapping. And it's got this cool design. They're both sitting there with their jerseys. So it's not the rookie cards, unfortunately, but it's still a really cool card. But, man, Luka, absolutely insane. Splits the defenders? Sure.
Here's Luka. Gets it away. It's gone.
And, dude, just the touch of nothing but net from, 25 feet out or whatever it is. Absolutely crazy. 4,000 subscribers. Thanks again, guys. That's awesome. I love it. Other Parks fraud. Who's your favorite prospect this year beyond the quarterbacks? There's a shit ton of offensive linemen. So if, for my team, for the Steelers, if they weren't able to make something happen like that to get a Justin Fields, I love Liam Eichenberg from Notre Dame. I just think anybody from Iowa, Wisconsin, or Notre Dame, if you're a hog molly from there, you're able to just come in day one and start and make an impact. So I love the linemen. Jamar Chase, my guy from LSU, I think he's going to be a stud. Obviously, Kyle Pitts, super good. Who else? The running backs, Najee Harris, if he was there at 24, wouldn't mind that. This Zaven Collins dude from Tulsa. Yeah, Tulsa, Zaven Collins. He's going to be, and we talk with Daniel Jeremiah for next week, and we talk about him with Matt Miller on Going Deep this week. He's going to be really good too. Those kind of newer age linebackers that are just freaky, athletic, and twitchy and fast, and can just wreak havoc all over the field. Can cover, but then also can just chase anybody down. Gotta love guys like that. So. O-line love, yeah, dude. You have to. Especially look at what Tampa Bay was able to do. With my guy Tristan Wirfs, they take him and he was just a stud. And Ryan Jensen, and they were just banging on guys, man. Cleveland, much as I hate to admit it, Cleveland with Jedrick Wills and I can't remember the guys that left guard that they have. I can't fucking remember his name, but their offensive line just straight up bullied people, bullied my Steelers. So it's important as hell. It really is. And you remember the times when the Steelers offense was humming the best. That's when it was in the prime of, David DeCastro and Ramon Foster was still there, and Marquise Pouncey and Al Villanueva was still a really, really good left tackle. Big Ben wasn't ever getting hit. It wasn't a problem, and then they could run the ball. It's just, I was tired of seeing 1.5, 2 yard runs from the Steelers last year. If they don't get what could be a transcendent player for the franchise, like a Justin Fields, then I'm really just big on they got to go. They got to get one of those left tackles. They got, Landon Dickerson at center. Somebody like that. You got Kevin Dotson that you drafted. That's a really, really good player at left guard. And they got to start building up that again, man. They really do. Zeitler. Yeah, thank you. There it is. Kevin Zeitler, Jedrick Wills, all that. It's big time. So love the offensive linemen. Love linemen. It's a foreign. Brett Favre is in the news. He's getting some hot water. It's not anything to do with any pictures that he's sending anybody or anything like that. But he told the Daily Wire, quote, "I can't tell you how many people have said to me, I don't watch anymore. It's not about the game anymore." And I tend to agree. Now, putting that aside, what gets me is the people online that are up in arms about this as if you didn't already know that Brett Favre felt that way. Hey, guys, his name's Brett Favre. Hey, guys, his biggest sponsor was Wrangler jeans. Have you heard the guy talk? Have you seen the hats that he wears? Like, again, putting what he said aside, I'm not being political. I'm just saying, like, the people who are online who are like acting surprised or like so like, oh my gosh, like, you didn't think Brett Favre was going to kind of be along that line of thinking? Like, let's have some sense here, you know? Let's put all of it into context. Like I just said, his name's Brett Favre, and he fucking is in Wrangler commercials all the time. It's just like how people get so up in arms about what these people. Who gives a shit, man? Like, if you have any sense, you know what certain people believe. Like, if you have any sense at all, and Brett Favre doesn't hide it, and like, you know, I mean, he's the most '90s quarterback of all time. Me and Ben used to talk about how like every mom had a crush on Brett Favre. You know, it was like they were a fan in the 90s. Like, moms were a fan of their hometown team or whatever, but then like they rooted for the Packers because Brett Favre had a cute butt. Oh shit. You know, it's just like he was manly and he was tough and he had a draw and he was in Wrangler commercials and he did that Got Milk campaign where he had his shirt off and his name's Brett and he's tough and he wears jeans and boots and his hands are probably dirty. Oh, I like that Brett. He's cute. He's got a nice butt. Every gym teacher loved Brett Favre. Oh, man, every gym teacher. Now, that Brett Favre, that's how you get it done. Peyton Manning may be a surgeon, but nobody can get it done like Brett Favre. He just plays the game how you want it to be played. All right, Mr. Davis. We'll go do some laps. Yeah, that guy's the guy that would have won on my team. All right. Hey, are your shorts high enough? Hey, have you spent enough time talking to the girls in the PE class? Mr. Walters, you done that? Mr. Mayock, you can come talk to the guys every now and then, you know. I'll talk to you if you want to talk about Brett Favre. Where's the jersey? Like on a festive day, he has a Brett Favre jersey. No, actually, dude, it's not worth bringing up the Cubs. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I'm still gonna wear the hat because I love this hat and I love the team and I always will. I have a damn tattoo of them, for God's sakes. You know, I don't know how many times I got to bring it up, but it's not worth bringing up because it is what it is, and that's just you know, they're not that good. They're going to be like 80 and 82, and I'm going to get excited as hell about their wins, and you know, the losses I'm not going to take as hard because I don't have those same expectations, and that's fine. You know, it's like Vince Vaughn said in Dodgeball, the American movie classic. Find that if you don't have expectations, then you never get let down. And I got to tell you, it feels phenomenal. So, this summer, we're going to watch our Cubs. We're going to have a full season full of Cubs baseball. We'll have some good moments. We'll have some pretty shitty moments. The realization that it's over needs to set in for everybody. But other than that, we'll go to Wrigley. We'll have some good times. I'm going to be up there next week with the Chicago guys. That'll be good. It just is what it is, man. I mean, that's part of being a fan. That's part of the cycle of fandom. Yeah. We're not going to talk about the Cubs, all right? That video of Saban was incredible. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he was at some conference or something, and he was talking about this story about how Miss Terry, his wife, used to date this guy, Mickey Schaefer, and she wanted to date him. She wanted to date Nick, and then he finally won her over, and then, it was great. This guy, he just fucking ripped Mickey Schaefer, man. Just body bagged him about how, Nick Saban on the head coach of Alabama. He's still pumping gas. It was phenomenal. It was great. If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. This is interesting. Yeah, Shannon Sharp does, dude. Shannon Sharp still works out. He's got a jawline like you wouldn't believe. Like, Shannon Sharp could, cut glass with his jawline. It's so sharp. I mean, the dude, he's still in really, really good shape. So that's a good point, Charles. But, yeah, that's enough about the Cubs. It is what it is. Brett Favre, no shit. White Claw. There's a new White Claw, everybody. I think this calls for one of these. We're heading towards summer. We're getting there, and there's a new brand of White Claw, a higher alcohol White Claw, that they're saying is expected to, quote, wreak havoc this summer. Oh, baby. It's a really cool looking can. I like that they switched it up from the traditional whitish gray, and they're making a new look here. I'll show you guys. Let's see. Here you go. Yeah, so they got the blue can. I like it. It's called Surge. Don't hate it at all. White Claw's new higher alcohol seltzer Surge will wreak havoc this summer. Here's why we need it. For Madeline Wells. It's talking about okay, so White Claws just weren't boozy enough. The company has announced the release of a new seltzer called Surge with a higher alcohol content, 8%. And it's bigger too, 16 ounces instead of 12. Whoa, White Claw Surge. Okay, they're talking about the implications. I'm wondering what. Some on Twitter have compared the new beverage to Four Loko, the infamous hangover in a can with up to 14% alcohol. I never drank Four Loko. It always scared the hell out of me. My health teacher in freshman year was, she was just like, if you drink Four Loko, you will die. And I was like, well, that's enough for me. I don't want to drink that. It's a recipe also used to contain caffeine until the FDA deemed it's a public health concern. There you go. So let's see. Others were reminded of Surge sodas from the 90s, but mostly people took the release as inspiration to plot their chaotic post-vaccine summers. White Sauce Surge gonna destroy me this summer. I'm so hyped. Hey, man, I mean, my folks have a pool. I'm hoping to get out to Stu Finer's pool this summer, but there's nothing like being outside on a hot summer day and you're by a pool and it's beautiful. There's not a cloud in the sky and you're sipping on a White Claw. It's the perfect beverage. These seltzers, they're the perfect beverage for that scenario. So let's do it, man. Fucking, I gotta trim my nose hairs. Fuck. I got a few buddies that they're absolutely gonna get destroyed by those. I mean, bring the book bag over the pool and just unload the White Claws, and now we're gonna have a Surge. Cool, mama. Let's see. Let's go back to some more Cubs from Keith. I feel like everyone is piling on the Cubs sucking right now, especially with the Wilson stuff. I kind of miss being the lovable losers. I mean, we're heading back that way, You wouldn't trade 2016 for anything, though. Absolutely. You got to go back to that, and you got to be thankful for what you got. You got to pop in, like Carl says, you got to pop in the 2016 DVD every now and then and just remember those good times and realize that you're going to have a few pieces that they're going to hold on to, and the rebuild, the turnover is starting, that era is over, and you just got to be thankful for it. and we're on to a new day. So it sucks, but at the end of the day, we still have Wrigley, we still have 2016, we still have Wrigleyville, we still have, it's still so, like Dom says, still so good to be us. I want to be, there's not a team in baseball even remotely close that I would ever want to root for besides the Cubs. I mean, it's in my blood. It's just like, even when they suck, there's still nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. So it's all good, man. Just hold on to those and be thankful for it. All right. So recap: Luka game winner, nuts. Brett Favre comments, hey, no shit. Newer White Claw surge coming this summer. Higher alcohol, apparently supposed to wreak havoc. Everybody's talking about we're getting into like the slutty 20s, the slutty summer, everything because everybody's getting their vaccines, so they're just going to go nuts. Not going to be me, but whatever. I'm going to be chilling by my parents' pool, having a great time. So let's get into worst shots. Like I said off the top of the show, getting my first COVID vaccine shot today. Nervous, excited, intrigued, all the above. It's happening later this afternoon. So in honor of that, I said we got to do the worst shots. All right. The worst shots, I said number 5, the flu shot. Because it's always a weird point of conversation. It's always like the shitty time of the year, like January, February, the end of December, January, February. It's like, oh God, this sucks. I almost just rather have the flu so I can just lay in bed and do nothing and not have to go outside. But flu shot sucks because your arm hurts. And then typically every time that I've gotten the flu shot, I end up feeling shitty and getting the flu eventually. So I'm like, what the fuck is the point? So the flu shot, and it's always like one of those like stupid ass small talk conversations at work when you were back in the office. You know what I mean? People be like, getting your flu shot? I don't know. Last year got me pretty good. I don't think I'm going to. All right. Don't like the flu shot. 4 worst shots. How about the elbow jumper in basketball? It's kind of a dying shot, You either want to dunk or a layup or a three-pointer. So the elbow jumper is just kind of like, I guess. Even if unless it's like the game winner, when they make it, you're just like, okay, 2 points that, doesn't really swing anything either way, but all right, let's run it back. Elbow jumper's dying. Every time I see one, somebody on the Pacers shooting an elbow jumper, I'm like, just fucking kick it outside or take it yourself back out there or drive it. Get fouled or dunk it. Elbow jumper? Ugh. Meh. It's the most meh shot ever. Don't like elbow jumpers. On top of that, we go to number 3. Worst shots, contested 3. All right, so everybody wants to shoot three-pointers now. That's fine. I get it. But you move behind the arc, and, you got to do a little pump and everything. You got a contested 3. It's a bad shot. Unless you're Steph Curry, right? Or Kevin Durant, because it's virtually impossible to contest his shot. But contested 3, every single time. You watch it with your dad, that's a bad shot there. Watch it with your grandpa. Shooting these threes, just a stupid shot. Your mom who just likes to shoot from the free throw line or the elbow jumpers from back in 1986, watching Steve Alford. I hate those shots. Why does he take those shots? Stupid shot. But even yourself, you're like, it could have been better. Could have done one more. Could have pumped and drove to the basket. Instead he took contested 3. It's a bad shot. Worst shots, number 2, cheap. Gotta hate a cheap shot, man. Nobody likes a cheap shot. If you're doing the cheap shot, you're a bad guy. If you're on the other end of a cheap shot, it sucks. You don't see it coming. Gets you pretty good. Takes you around the blue, and then it probably gets you in more trouble because you're like, hey, what the fuck, man? That was a cheap shot. And then you go, and it's like, and in football, the second person always gets caught. So, the guy comes, you get hit in the jaw. It's like, oh, what the fuck? And then you're pissed off and you go after him because it was a cheap shot. If it was straight up and he gets you, it's like, what can you do? You just got beat. But a cheap shot, then you get more mad and you go back at him, and then it starts even more of a brawl. Or it's such a bad cheap shot that because you don't see it coming and it gets you so good, then you're just you're zonked. And then it's always on camera or something, then you end up on Barstool, and everyone's like, oh man, that guy got knocked out. That's a cheap shot. Nobody likes a cheap shot. Football broadcast, God, nobody hates cheap shots more than broadcasters during football games. Like, it wasn't even really, I remember the Super Bowl when Winfield Jr. did the piece right in front of Ty Hill. Dude, Nance and Romo were acting like he just fucking body slammed them. Oh, can't do that, Jim. Oh, Jim, can't do that. Oh, yeah, you hate that. That's unsportsmanlike. You can't do that, Jim. But yeah, if some guy comes in late, and does a little extra chippiness, at the end, the color commentator. Now that is uncalled for. That is a cheap shot. I don't know why I think of just Dan Deerdorf immediately. That is a cheap shot. That is uncalled for. There's no room for that in this game. There is no room for that. Totally unnecessary. He should be thrown out and fined. That is uncalled for. That's a cheap shot. What are you guys saying, man? Hey, Johnny, thanks, man. Yeah, my sister totally screwed me, dude. My sister is normally really reliable. If you guys didn't see it on The Dozen, you go watch it back. Spoiler, but I phoned a friend for presidents. My sister is a history teacher. She's a big dweeb like that. And so I was like, I'll phone a friend, my sister. And she's normally really reliable. Dials, one ring. Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Screwed me. Totally. So it was a waste of a lifeline. But thanks. Big win for 2.5 men. Need you to vote for us to be able to ensure that we're in the tournament. Look, we just get the job done. We're amicable. We're a good team. We work together. We all have our things that we're good at. And we deserve to be in. We're 2-3. We've had one game absolutely stolen from us at the last second. Could very easily be 3-2. We're a good squad. So be sure to vote for us. But yeah, 2.5 men, big win. Yeah, no, I think so, G-Trox. I think that's probably what will happen because the tournament's going to happen in person. So I'm hoping that when that does happen, I can just schedule a time to be out there in New York. But see, what's tough is that, again, I'm hoping, I'm waiting, I'm anxiously waiting. I'm excited that the Barstool Sportsbook app should be live here in Indianapolis, hopefully, as Jay Snowden said, by the end of April. End of April is 15 days away. So, I want to be here for that, but I also want to be out there for the dozen for trivia. So I don't know. We'll see. Mainframe hacker. No one defends the elbow jumper. They're like, sure, go for it. At least it's exactly, dude. Even the defender, even the defense live in the game is like, elbow jumper, bad shot. Take it. We don't give a shit. We'll go hit a 3 or an and 1 on a dunk and boom, there you go. Yeah, see, it's tough for me, Charles. Stretch guys love the elbow jumper. Sabonis, yeah, I'm a David West guy. He was like one of the dudes on the Pacers squads that were going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and the elbow jumper, he rolled out of bed just hitting 5 of those a game. So it's tough to see it go away a little bit, but at the same time, it's a bad shot. From Jack Dawson, bit gassy this morning, boys. Cup of Joey is getting to me. Oof. Hey man, this show you don't have to catch all of it. I understand. You don't have to catch all of it. You can come back and watch later, and if you got to go. If that cup of Joey's making you go, man, just go let it out, Jack. I appreciate you watching, though. I don't, Charles, not really. Caliendo obviously has a really good Romo Nance combo that he does. I can work on it a little bit, but Caliendo does the Tony of Nance, and it's really, really good. From Mainframe Hacker, did you ever follow up with your sister? Not yet. She's coming over actually, and she should be here any minute, honestly, because she's watching Happy Boy for a bit. Because me and my wife have to go run some errands. We're going up to Lafayette to do some stuff. So I'm going to ask her though. I'm going to confront her. I might confront her on camera, honestly, if she doesn't mind. But we'll see. Yeah, dude. I don't know about the coffee collab with that, but Ian's my guy. I talk to him fairly regularly. He's going to want to be one of the building pieces for the future of the Cubs, obviously. So I talked to him on a decent basis, and he's been on the show multiple times. He's doing great stuff with his coffee collabs. So I love Ian. All right, let's get into the last worst shot here. Number one, worst shot for me, my list, again, worst shot, tequila. I hate tequila shots. I hate tequila there. It is absolutely disgusting. I don't know what it is. Just like if I think about it, I just like it makes me gag. It's that bad. I haven't eaten anything, but people who can rip tequila shots are just a different breed, guys. I mean, they really are. I don't know. Like when I two very distinct tequila shots that I remember. My 21st birthday, I was at dinner with a few of my buddies, and they bought me a tequila shot. I was like, this is the one. You can't just do like a fucking, something easy, like a lemon drop or something. You got to get the big old tequila thing. It's like one of those round ass, big, deep bowls. It was a fucking bowl of tequila. My God, terrible. Remember that one that night, off the rails. But then after I proposed to my wife up at Purdue, later that night we went out celebrating with our friends, and we went to Harry's, of course, and it was spring break for Purdue. So it was cool because it was like not that many people at Harry's. Usually Harry's obviously is packed and everything like that on a Friday night, but everybody was out of town already or was leaving for spring break. So it was kind of like we had a Harry's to ourselves in a way to celebrate. So it was super cool. But I remember we were all celebrating and taking shots and drinking and everything. And my sister's here. Great. But somebody gave me a tequila shot. And immediately after I took it, I'm at the corner of the bar at Harry's. You can just like feel like it coming up and the warmth in your face, and you kind of already start to sweat. And I could feel it. I was like, oh God, I panicked. And like I went to the trash can right there on the first level of Harry's, and I like put my face in. I was like, I can't do this right here. Sprinted to the bathroom right under the live nude sign at Harry's on the first floor. Sprinted to the bathroom, yacked everywhere. Night I got engaged. Yacked everywhere. Made it to the toilet, thank God. But that's what tequila shots do for me. That's what they do to me, and I hate them. I think they're awful. There's no redeeming quality about tequila shots. I don't care what you say, unless the goal is to absolutely puke or just get completely blacked, which is never a great idea. But that's my worst shot by far. I hate tequila shots. Always will. Always have. Don't care what you say. See that's confront on camera. Remy's good, man. He's over there. He's sleeping on a box. So we're about a month moved into our place. We still have some extra just miscellaneous boxes, and he's sleeping over there on one. So he's really good. Him and the Happy and the cats are getting along finally. The cats are out of their room and they're all amongst each other, so it's great. We don't have to keep the cats locked away or anything. But they definitely let him know, like, hey, we still don't like you, but like we'll put up with you. So we'll hear some every now and then. Sorry, buddy, but they at least get along decently. So Remy's doing good. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I like. I don't know if I've tried Malort, Jeffrey. I don't know if I have. Maybe I'll have to. See, that's what's weird, G-Trox, is that like I can drink a margarita because margarita is just like sugar and flavor with a little bit of tequila. It's like you don't even really notice the tequila hardly because it's just like this huge, fruity, beautiful drink. But it's just a straight tequila shots or straight tequila drink that I absolutely freaks, dude, who do that. Or like just like what, like tequila and water, like tequila on the rocks. God. That is so bad, man. Matthew, I don't want to give anything away. I'm really excited about it, though. It's one of the most popular requests that I've gotten so far, but I'm really, really excited to try. Let's see. Good. Okay. MJ all day. Good, high-quality tequila is very different. I used to agree with you. All right. Maybe, if I'm getting them from like a bar like Harry's, no offense to Harry's, but like if I'm getting at a bar like that, yeah, it's probably not top shelf tequila. So it's probably a me problem. But every tequila I've had, just so bad. And I'm not a huge shots guy, like in general. Like I can choke back some vodka shots or like a Vegas bomb, shit like that, or like a lemon drop, all the easy stuff. But anything that's just like straight vodka, straight whiskey, tequila, I suck at them, dude. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. I'm going to wrap up a little early. I got to get showered because I got to get on the road. Thanks, guys, for waking up with me as always. Hey, thank you so much. Like I said, hit 4,000 subscribers. So I think when we started the show, we were just like a little below 3,000 or right at 3,000. So we've climbed that much in a month's time. So I appreciate you guys. We'll keep it rolling. Be sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube if you haven't already. Link to buy the merch is below as well. If you're watching on Twitter, I appreciate you as always. Tomorrow we got Glazing 5 with a special guest. And don't forget, 2 weeks from tonight, if the Steelers draft Justin Fields at 24, or if they trade up and are able to get Justin Fields, I will cut my hair. I will cut it off, and I will get a mohawk. All right? That's the promise that I make. So I appreciate you guys waking up with me. I'll talk to you tomorrow live at 9.